Okay, so for my stop motion setup, there's a couple of things that I've done that I think are going to be very helpful for you. Now, as you look at my setup, you'll notice that I'm using my iPad facing up because what I'm going to be filming are blocks. So I'm going to be building blocks over here, and this is where I'm going to be taking my pictures. If I were to be doing a candy stop motion, I might want to have my iPad over, like on a chair, but since I am filming objects, I'm going to have my camera facing straight on. Some of the other things I want you to notice is that I've taped a white piece of paper down so that I have a solid color down here. Now, it doesn't have to be white, and it doesn't have to be a piece of paper. You could use a sheet, you could use a placemat, you could use all kinds of things for this. But I've taped it down because what we don't want to happen is for this to move. We want to keep our filming area still, and we want to keep our iPad still. I've also put a strip of tape for where I am placing my iPad. Now this will help for in the future if I'm going to come back and record over a couple of days, I know where I'm going to set my iPad so that it is in the same spot as it was the last time I used this. Okay, so now for the stop motion app. When you enter the Stop Motion Studio, which is this little button right here, it is going to have like a demonstration video for you to watch and also a new movie. Now when you hit new movie, it's going to say, do you want me to use your camera? I say, yes, use my camera. We'll say okay. Okay, so now I have my stop motion, and you'll see that it is in camera form right now. You have a couple of different buttons that I'm going to show you. You have this record button, which is actually your shutter. So this is how you take a picture. You hit that button. You have this play button right there. So when you want to see what your stop motion is looking like, you can just hit play, and it'll give you a quick little video of your stop motion. And then you have this little settings button right beneath the play button. I want you to go ahead and hit that button, and then this little camera icon is going to come up at the bottom. The setting that you need to know about is where it says M. So go ahead and press that M right there. Come on, M, press. There we go, M. And then auto, AL, P, and M are going to come up. So this is how your camera focuses. You have automatic focus, so like every time you shift like this, your camera is going to refocus and make sure it's focused right. We do not want this setting. We want autofocus lock. And what that means is that it's always going to stay focused. So anytime I move my little block, it doesn't matter because my camera is going to stay focused. That way I can take pictures nice and fast and not worry about it getting blurry. These two you don't need to worry about. So once I hit auto lock, I'm going to say done. And then the other button down here that you want to know about is this settings button. Looks like a gear. When you press that, lots of numbers come up. If lots of numbers don't come up, it's because something else is selected. So select that little speedometer, little guy right there, and then all these numbers will come up. This is your frame rate. That means, so if I had it at 10, that means 10 pictures will play every 1 second. So 10 is a pretty good rate. A lot of times people use 16 or even 20. So you can pick what your frame rate is, and you can play around with that after you start taking pictures. So as you start to record your stop motion, you want to be aware of your frame of vision for your iPad. So I can't put my block down here because you can't see it on the iPad anymore. So you want to be aware of where you're placing your objects. So I think right there looks about good. So I can see it on my iPad, and I've got room back here to move it around, so that's what I'm going to do. Every time I want to record a position, I am going to take 5 pictures. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if I wanted to record a new position, I'm going to move my object just a little bit. I'm going to take 5 more. You see how I keep on knocking my iPad and it gets a little wiggly? It would be a good idea to hold that nice and still while you take pictures. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I have 1 second of video. I'm going to move it a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move it a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And move it a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now maybe I want to start adding something else to it. So I am going to find another block. And now I'm going to add this in there. So that block is like basically going to magically appear. So now 5 frames. Okay, and then maybe I'm going to add another block that magically appears. We'll turn them up like that. Okay, and I'm going to add another block that magically appears. Uh-oh. Moving it ever so slightly. So right now I have 55 pictures already because I keep on taking 5 pictures at a time. No, let's just leave it like that. And I'm going to add one more block in there that magically appears, just like that. And so now, if I want to see what my stop motion looks like, I'm going to go ahead and hit that play button. So let's see what my stop motion looks like. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. It doesn't really have a story. It's just me playing around with my stuff. Now that I know how stop motion works, I can start to develop a story. So, for example, maybe I pretend that this is a guy and he walks in. Remember, every little motion is 5 pictures. And he comes in and he knocks the stuff over, okay? So that could be part of my story. So that is how you do stop motion. Make sure that you comment any questions that you might have, and I can help you out. Good luck, boys and girls, and have fun. Bye.